Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationship and love. And I'm your host, Franca. Tonight on the show, I have Precious Ode and Chinte Okoli. Precious, how are you doing?
Fine, good evening.
Good evening.
How's your day?
Not bad. The weather is cold and it's Friday, so I'm taking it slow.
That's true. TGIF.
Thank God it's Friday, so I'm taking it real slow. How Port
Yeah.
Harcourt?
Port is good. Today was hot and cold, so
Okay.
we're hoping the night will be better.
Okay, not bad. Uncle Chente Okoli.
Yes, yes. Hi, hi. Good evening.
Good evening, Chente.
Good
Chente, what's
evening.
up?
I'm
How
fine. I'm
how
doing
are
good.
how are we?
We are fine. No, we are fine. Like, I feel like the cold. I don't know. Like, this is the longest. I don't know, but I would say, like, I don't know whether this is the coldest year that I've ever
It's
experienced,
really cold though. It's really
but I
cold.
feel like this is becoming too much.
It's really cold, but I'm enjoying it. Funny enough, it's better than the hot weather anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
It's
very
better
true
than
to
the hot
agree.
weather, yeah. Today's conversation. Chente, they do me jiggy 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 jiggy.
Yes, so you do me
In fact,
jiggy
they
jiggy,
do me
my
jiggy jiggy jiggy. You
body.
know, because when
me
I
and Chente were in our elements
I
today.
see you see the way
Yes.
I just put everything together because I just wanted us what I want us to do is touch every bit of it because you can't just say okay, you know what's define good sex. Intimacy,
Yeah.
fantasies, explore. Let's discuss everything. And when I
True.
have Chinty like this, I dey like bring out the best in him. Okay, so today,
Yes,
yes,
yes.
so today we're discussing understanding intimacy. So we're defining good sex,
Mhm.
navigating changing desires, and exploring fantasies in relationships.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
loving this
deep.
already.
I'm telling you.
So I'm going to start with Chinty. Chinty, please educate Franca.
Okay. Okay, so can I go ahead?
Oh, sure, why not?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Okay. So, firstly, right, I think that this topic is very, very needed, right? And the reason why I feel so is that I think a lot of people misplace the word intimacy for sex. Like when people hear intimacy, they automatically just think intimacy is sex, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that intimacy is not sex, or it doesn't always have to do with sex, rather, right? Sex is part of intimacy,
Intimacy.
but it is not like, do you understand? So, firstly, right, I just want to say that intimacy is not just physical, right? Intimacy is emotional, it is
Spiritual.
mental, it is
Physical.
spiritual, and then it is
It's
physical
physical.
connection. Like it is,
A
do you understand?
combination of
Like it
four
is
things.
everything joined in
Yes.
one, right? Intimacy is like you can define intimacy as being seen, being safe, being heard, being understood,
Exactly.
right? Both inside and
And
outside.
outside.
That is it, right? Intimacy is not just like people just think intimacy is sex, right? Let's be intimate, let's have sex. No, right? Let's connect emotionally, let's connect physically, let's connect spiritually, right? I want you to see me, I want to be vulnerable with you, right?
Yeah.
Intimacy is deep, right? So I would always tell people, right? Learn about the word intimacy. It's not just about sex, right? It is deep. It is deep, to be honest. Yeah.
I agree with you. I have a friend who says if you see her and her husband speaking in tongues, it's the same energy they have when they're having sex.
Of course.
Yes. And I'm like, yeah, right on,
Hmm.
sister.
Oh,
She said the same,
rabababa, Santa labada.
almost not the same way they fire. Okay, so I get that. So, but let's define
Why?
now that we understand what intimacy is, because a lot of people don't understand. When I tell people that sex is not just about, sex is deeper than what it is. It's the connection, the whole body rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
You understand the emotion physically, even spiritually. Do you understand? So it's a
Yeah.
combination of four things. That's intimacy. So if you are intimate, like if you understand what intimacy is and you're actually intimate with someone, trust me, you would have a wonderful sex life. That's how I say it. Because
Yeah.
you have to bond at all
Yes.
True.
levels. You can speak body language,
Yes.
signs, everything will just work. You can talk about anything. There's nothing you can't talk about. You understand? Your fantasies, your
Yeah.
desires, and you can just joke about everything. But now we understand what intimacy is. Please, what is good sex?
Okay,
Precious.
can I say something before
Okay,
I
sure.
give Precious the
Okay,
floor?
so
Is
sure,
that
yes.
okay?
That's fine.
Right? Okay. Okay. So somebody said this to me, right? And I marveled, right? And then he said that good sex is not just how it looks like from the outside, right? But good sex is how both of you feel on the inside. It's not what it just looks like from the outside, like, oh my God, but it is how both of you truly, truly feel on the inside. The spark, the emotions, do you understand? Like, it is meant to be like mutual satisfaction. It is connection. It is respect. It is communication, right? Good sex is not just people just feel like, I turn hard the position, I do this, I do that. But no, it's about the connection, right? It's about what it feels on the inside for the both of you. Precious.
Okay. Precious, I want to hear.
Building on yes, building on his foundation, he actually touched it. So good sex, before I begin, I would say good sex is subjective from person to person. So what defines good sex for one person might not necessarily define good sex for another, but
True.
they are bound by certain principles.
Okay.
And these are the principles that Chepe mentioned. One, mutual consent. That is very important in sexual intercourse, consent, mutually. The second characteristics is communication. Because if you are not able to communicate what you expect sexually from your partner and what you are willing to give sexually to your partner, then you cannot satisfy your partner and you also will not be satisfied. Emotional connection, because it's not just about the physical, bumping of bodies. It's about the emotional connection is one of the aspects of intimacy. So emotional connection is also a foundation for good sex. And then we have respect. So respect means that while we are having sex, I will not damage you, you will not damage me. We should not have sex that we cannot come back and have again. Even if it's going to be one off, no wahala, but it should not damage you and it should not damage me. So good sex is about mutual enjoyment, understanding what you want, and then understanding what your partner wants, communicating these desires one to another, and respecting each other's bodies enough to be able to have what you term as good sex. Good sex really is not about timing. So whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours, if all of these components are involved in varying degrees, because all of them will not be 50% all the time or 100% all the time, but in varying degrees, then you can have good sex. So
Okay.
physical pleasure is where intimacy also comes in. Communication, emotional connection, intimacy also plays a role there.
Okay. Okay, so I hear you when you say good sex is actually individualized. It depends on the person or the people that are involved in that, you know, in that activity. But I want to take it
Yeah,
back to understanding
yeah,
intimacy. And that is why I say that if you have good, if you have good level of intimacy, trust me, you will have good sex. I was just smiling when Chente was talking and you were talking and I'm like, I just feel that
yes,
you can't understand it except you have experienced it. Do you understand? Because You would think you're having good sex until you
Exactly.
actually have good
Exactly.
sex. Do you understand? You know that
You
good
now ask
sex.
yourself, what have I been doing before
Exactly,
now?
my darling. You know that good sex that you are coming but you never come. Do you understand? Do you understand what you understand?
Mm,
You know,
mm.
so there's this
We do,
satisfaction.
we do.
Sorry? Precious, what did you say?
I said we do understand. We
You know,
do
but
understand.
yes, no, but you see, there's this thing. So that's why I'm very particular about emotional connection, physical connection, communication. You understand? Even sometimes, there's something that makes the body sync. In sync. As in, your body will just
Yes.
align with each other. You don't have to speak.
Yeah.
You understand?
True. I
Yeah.
agree with you.
You do not have to speak. The way when you are turning your head, the person knows where you are turning your head. When you're saying don't, the person knows what not to do. You know, that it's just stress free. It's just stress free. So you cannot have good sex without understanding intimacy or practicing it.
True.
Intimacy,
True.
yes.
Yes, you can't,
True.
because there has to
Yes.
be
Some of the
communication.
times,
Okay.
right, I feel like, right, again, people always feel like that definition of good sex, right, sometimes, or emotional connection or physical connection, that it has to do with just on the bed. But do you know that, or do people always know that some of the times it's even what you even do throughout your day? It's about what you say to this
It's a
person, how you
build up,
treat this person.
yes.
You cannot abuse me from morning till night, and in the night. Do you understand? And in the night, you are just how you treat me during the day. What are the things that you truly say to me? Do you understand? Like, which atmosphere did you even create when we were not in the moment having sex? Like, what atmosphere did you actually create? All of those things actually adds to it, right? Imagine you treated me right. Like,
Yeah, it
there's a
does.
way you, like, during the day, you send me food at the office, you do this for me, you call me, you give me wink. Do you understand? Like, you spank me, like, all of those things. And in the night, you are not ready to do it. It will be mind blowing because of the atmosphere that you truly, truly created.
True.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
so if we take it, so look, this is how it happens. So we understand what intimacy is, and then we take it to good sex. So by the time you're already having good sex, trust me, you want to begin to navigate different desires. Do you understand?
True.
Yes.
Yes, because you're
Yeah.
already having very good, great sex. So you're not having conversations. You're saying, oh, should we try this? I haven't tried this, things like that. And then in that moment, you find out that some things are not, you understand, things that you don't want to try. If you're not in a good mood and somebody tells you to try something, you'll be like, But if you are there with that person and the person says, how about we try this, out of excitement, you're like, it wouldn't be a bad idea. What do you think? Do you understand? And then by the time you talk about it, by the time we talk
Yeah.
about it playfully, we have discussed it, we have said, I have told you what my worries are, and then you have said, oh, this is what your worries, this is what your concerns are, and then we now say, okay, you know what, maybe I will try it if you do this. Maybe I will try. Do you understand? You have gotten to a middle point
Yeah.
where if you now bring it up while you guys are having sex, maybe you're just going to smile and say, you actually now want to do it. But you remember I said this. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You see how it flows from understanding intimacy
Yeah.
to, you understand, having good sex, and now navigating changing desires. Do you understand? So we have done this over a period of time. How about we do something else? How about we don't have sex, at home anymore? How about we go to hotels and have sex? How about we go to, different things? Do you understand? So, but
Yes. Yes.
really, 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 you see that when you understand certain things, it is not a problem trying out these things. It just flows.
True.
So,
Yes.
but why do we have problems with these things? Because I'm trying to understand why navigating changing desires should be a problem in relationships.
So the
I feel like,
challenge
okay.
is mostly is the communication aspect.
Okay.
When I got the topic, I had some friends over and I told them, I said, the topic for tonight is very hot. And I made a comment to them. I said, over the years, I'll use Nigeria as a case study. Over the years in Nigeria, women have been groomed not to have fantasies. Women have been groomed not to have desires and have sexual emotions. And so by the time you see a woman, she's dating a guy, then we try everything under the sun. So there's lots of exploring, experimenting. The moment she gets married, she's expected to be a nun in bed. So her desires, and even the changing desires can also be as a result of so many other things. Maybe stress, maybe hormonal whatever for her, for the man, maybe stress, maybe work pressure and all of that, or even illnesses and everything. So desires can heighten and can reduce at certain times. It's just your partner's ability to understand what's going on and your ability to communicate. So in this type of a situation, the woman is not even able to communicate properly to say, look, this is what I want. Because of the fear of, in fact, the question that women get asked most times is, where did you learn that? And I'm like, why are you even asking that question when we have the www Google available to everyone? Your spouse, male or female, did not actually need to learn a particular technique with another person. They could have watched a video, they could have read about it online, they could have been in this kind of a discussion, this kind of forum, and somebody says, oh, there's this thing me and my partner tried and it was mind-blowing. And then they can meet that person and say, please, can you give me details? I would like to try. It sounds interesting. So there are different ways to learn. And then this person is trying to communicate to you, and all you are thinking in your head is that the only way this person learned this technique is because they did it with somebody else.
Precious, you cannot be my friend.
The act of sex is sacred.
You cannot be my friend and I won't learn techniques. So did you see your WhatsApp status was on fire last week?
Even today, it has been on fire.
Chente, do you see what she... Chente, do you know what she does? Hello, Chente.
What?
You don't know what Precious does? Precious is...
Yes, I can hear you.
Her status is always hot. As in, if you don't know how...
On
if you want to understand... On
oh,
Fridays.
Yes, so do you know that...
You thought it was a mistake?
You
thought it was a mistake?
Yes, I said that I've had Precious account. I did not. At the end, she was not like, "Nah, me post them. No worry." I said, "Jesus."
If you see what she posted, so now, please, I'm going to deviate now that you have said it, Precious. You posted about. You actually posted about anal sex. Do you understand? And that's part of navigating people's desires and fantasies.
Yes.
I would want us to actually discuss that. What is that? What's the thing? There's this thing about anal sex that doesn't go down well with people. Hello, Precious, can you hear me? Chente,
okay, so because we've also been... Yes, I can.
Okay.
I think it's just the
I
signal.
can hear you, yeah.
Okay.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, yeah. So because we've been groomed over the years to think that sex can only happen in a certain way.
Okay.
We now view any other thing apart from the regular, we even say the normal, abnormal. Okay. We view it as wrong, we view it as bad.
Okay.
Now, when it has to do with anal sex, so when I'm teaching this type of a class to couples and we're talking about experimenting and exploring and all of that, I usually give them all of the varieties involved in sex and say, apart from missionary and scissoring, which is what most people do, and spooning, what other sexual technique or style have you done? Okay. And if couples are open, you'll not hear, he tried one time anal sex and I didn't like it. And so I try to let them explain what they did not like. Most times, and this is me speaking as a sex therapist, most times we found out that the reason why the women are uncomfortable is not because of how it made, how they felt sexually, how they liked it. It's because of their mental state. In their head, this is wrong, this is a sin. Why is he making me do this?
Exactly.
He might be a ritualist. It's more about the thoughts that are going through their head.
Okay.
And so we now also go back to the man, if he's the man who wants to introduce anal sex to the spouse, and we say, where did you learn it? How did you come into it? And how are you also communicating this same thing to your spouse? And then we go through all of, in fact, so when it has to do with anal sex, there are so many ways to go about it.
Okay,
It must
so
not
I
be with the
particularly
penis exactly.
yeah, so I particularly want us to enlighten people about it, because I think a lot of people, it's more of the medical side of it, medical side to it, that a lot of people do not want to engage in it, because there are downsides to it.
Yes.
So you as a sex therapist, what would you say about it? The medical side to it, and why? Because everybody, because they said that even the medical I've spoken to a medical doctor about it, and what he said was that's part of the body is not meant for sex medically.
Yes. Now,
because of the whole lubricants and the rest of it. Yes, they say it's actually not.
Yes.
So
it's actually not
it's
meant
dangerous.
for sex.
Yes.
So now this is when we're defining good sex, one of the things I said was respect for the body.
Okay.
So that thing that you and I are doing, will it harm me or will it harm you?
Okay.
So when we are talking about anal sex, I always bring about the respect for the body. How do you say you respect this body if what you're doing is damaging? You can do anal sex safely. That is the truth.
Okay.
True.
Like I said, it's not all about the total penetration of the anus with the penis. They have butt plugs that are different sizes. You don't even need to use any of them. The fingers can be used. So there are ways to navigate these things. You must not move from 0 to 100.
Okay.
Now, when it has to and all of that, because what the medical doctor is saying is actually right, but there are people who have been able to circumvent it. Are you going to play kalo with your life and hope that you will your life, your own will not be that will be damaged? So there are safe ways to practice anal sex.
Okay.
People don't take the time to learn the safe ways.
Okay.
For instance, if you watch my status today, I posted, a video clip of anal sex. What I like to tell clients when they come to me, I say those people are professionals. That thing that you're seeing, you're watching a 30-second clip. It probably took them the whole day to shoot that content. So don't think that, the penetration was so easy and all of that. So definitely it must be easy like that with your wife. Or it must be easy like that with your husband, because we also have men who like to be pegged.
Okay.
So it's actually both ways. Can it be practiced safely? Yes. Do we need to start teaching couples how to practice it safely?
Oh,
Please,
yes.
we need to. So that everybody can know where their threshold is. Oh, I cannot go beyond level 2. I don't feel comfortable going beyond level 4. And then there are alternatives to this.
Okay.
Why do I say so? We have sex toys that are designed for this also. So if I don't want to damage my anus, I can, with communication, me and you, we communicate, and we provide the silicone one that you can
use,
penetrate fully.
Okay.
What is the essence? The essence is that you and I should be satisfied. So if I am satisfying you and I am not happy with what you're making me do, then that is not a definition of good sex.
Okay. Because I'm of the opinion.
So we need to be able to meet in the middle.
Meet at the middle, yes. So I'm of the opinion that once it has to do with health, I go raise my hand and all that. But you see, a lot of people say...
Respect for the body.
Respect for the people say a lot of things and all. But I also think that if you're able to talk about it and together agree on something, do you understand, that works, even if it's not the exact thing, but something close that would give you guys that feeling that, you are doing that thing. Like you said, the alternative, the plugs, the feeling, like the plugs and the rest of it, then that works. But I will not say if you are not well trained or if you do not know how to do it, do not do it. Because now hospital now go land.
Please,
do you understand? So people should
Yes.
understand how to go
Yes.
about it. So I get that loud and clear, because that's part of a lot of men's desires. Do you understand? I speak to a lot of men these days, and that's part of what they want to do. And they're scared to say it because they don't want to be tagged as a gege. You understand? So they don't come out to say, oh, this is
Yeah.
something I want to try. So, but guess what? There are people who now do that, but they get, you have to pay them for it. So that's why a lot of men,
Yeah.
in fact, there was a scandal where I saw a married woman attacking a side chick and said, "What you understand? You're giving my husband anal sex and it's causing problem for me at home, you know." But I would also tell you that don't do it because the side chick is doing it. Don't do it because you want to
Of
do it.
course.
Because if you say you want to do that because your husband is cheating, my darling, even if you do it and he scatters your bomb, he will still cheat. Do you
Of course.
understand? So it has to be
If
something
this
that,
scatters your bomb for me, oh.
you know. So yes, so but I also expect, so also in navigating, you're changing navigating changing desires, women are not able to speak about what they want. I will
Yes.
say that a lot of
True.
women do not understand what orgasm is, and they have not been. See, women can tell you that you can see women that have been having sex for more than 30 years and they've never had a good head. Trust me.
Yes.
And I'm like, sorry? Do you understand? And because of bad experience, you find out that they stay away from it. So there are some things that are
Yeah.
really delicate when it comes to sex, that if you do it wrong, if you experience it the first time and it's bad, you never want to go there.
Yeah.
Because women don't want to play with their clitoris, you know?
Very
But
sensitive something.
yeah,
Yes. So.
precious, please leave me. So Chente, what do you think as a guy? What would you advise for women, in such a scenario? We have discussed anal sex, and I got Precious to discuss that. But for you, what do you think about women not being able to have very good head in recent times? Chente, are you here?
So now, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Your network is
Yes.
dragging.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, better.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
But I think the network
Okay.
is dragged.
Sorry. Okay. So I feel like, in fact, to be honest, I don't know why men cannot dish out what they take. To be honest, like you want a lady to give you head, but you're not also ready to give her. Like it doesn't make any sense, right? It should be tit for tat, like akpu for akpu, like Gary for Gary. Do you get? But I feel like also, I think that people should be able to communicate these things. Some of the time, I feel like men are more even expressive about their sexual fantasies and their desires. Like, I want this, right? And then women are now open. So there is men being expressive and there's also women being open. But on the other hand, there is the woman being less expressive and then there's the men being not open. Do you understand? Like, I've heard a lot of men say things like, I cannot do that. And I'm like, but it's okay for like a lady to do the same to you.
No, but
So
Chente,
what
it's
is
not
the
about.
issue? Like,
No, Chente, it's not about
what
not
is
doing
the
it. It's
issue?
about doing it
Precious.
right. No, it's about doing it right. Because as much as I tell you, a lot of men do not know how to give proper head. A lot of women don't know how to give good BJs. Do you understand? So it's about
Yeah.
doing it right. And then there's no place. So are we saying that,
So
places,
again,
doing it right? Because there's no place. Where do people go and learn how to do these things properly? Do you understand? So that is about doing it
so
right. That's the
to be
problem.
honest, right? To be honest, I feel like the issue here will now be listening, because again, how do you know that you are doing it right? It is that the other person is getting maximum pleasure, from it, right? Also your partner to what they're actually saying. I mean, if a lady is giving a guy a head and maybe she might be using teeth, it's for you to communicate, please, oh, this is like, I mean, that is too violent. Do you get
Chente,
like,
Chente
so
say they
now
use
it is
teeth.
also the
Oh my
lady
God.
communicating, please, you are not putting your tongue in the right place, or you're not putting your mouth in the right place. Do you understand? Like, it's just about communicating,
But
like,
no, but
and
Chente.
when they communicate to you, listen. Don't say because of, maybe you are the master. Listen.
Okay. You know what I was going
Yes,
to
please go
say? So the
ahead.
teeth part. So I think it's different for everybody because you will see someone a lady who, who has given a head to someone and the person enjoys it and the person comes and then she does the same thing to someone else and the person is complaining. It happens.
So you see again, communication. Communication, like, hey, I don't like the way you did. Maybe you might have done it in another place and that person liked it. Me, I don't like it. I want maximum tongue. I don't want maximum teeth. We are not sharks here. Don't bite me. Do you understand? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah,
Chente,
something like that. So I
Chente,
think,
We
take your
don't do
I
time.
that
think
here.
it's just the
Don't do that
willingness.
here.
It is. I think it's just the willingness to be able to listen to what this person is communicating
But
to
do we
you.
have places where people
Also,
can learn?
some people.
Yes,
So
yes.
I
We,
don't.
we, we
Okay,
do those
okay.
classes, yeah.
Okay, so because in all honesty, I am of the opinion that if people have where they can go to learn these things, it would help. If they have
Yeah.
classes, just the way they go school, go learn. Let people actually go learn how to have
Yeah.
sex. Yes.
Yes.
Go learn how to have
I
sex.
offer those classes, a premium service, and it's always mindful.
Woo-hoo! I'm going to direct my customers
Hey
to
God, I
you.
beg you.
So
Hey,
both men and women.
I
I
need to
mean, if
come
you
to
learn
your
to
class
shine
when I'm
cocoa, you will
ready.
learn to
Like,
No, I
to,
like
to
this
clean
because,
microphone. You have to learn both ways.
oh yes, because so the truth is, if people know that there are people they can speak to about it, we want to learn. Like, I was speaking to a friend and she was like, the way her man is treating her right now, if there's a place she can go learn how to give this thing very well, she will go pay, learn them, so that she could give the guy back to back different things, just how you go for cooking classes,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if people are able to learn these things, I am very sure that
true.
we would have, yes, we would have, better sex. A lot of people will have a better sex life if you even can speak about it. And I think it would be fun if couples can even go together to say, you know what, let's go try something, let's perfect let's
Of
perfect it.
course.
Let's go perfect what we do already, you know. I feel it's something that couples should do.
True.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel it's something that couples should do because it just puts you in the right, the right space when it comes to sex. And I think you guys will get comfortable with your body, expressing yourself and
Yes.
other things. Yes. But I think this has been a very good conversation. Let's quickly go on a break. And when we come back, we'll discuss fantasies during sex. This season on Heartlines, we're committed to making a difference in people's lives. So Heartlines, in partnership with Reda Consult, is offering 12 free slots of counseling every quarter for people in need of professional counseling. Additionally, we're taking on 2 pro bono cases for individuals navigating a challenging divorce. To participate, please send an email to counsel@vedaconsult.com with your story. Our team will carefully review all submissions and will contact all the shortlisted candidates. Heartlines is live Mondays to Fridays at 10 p.m., so engage with us.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light for my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria's energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we'll analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
So please note that you can share your story with us via WhatsApp number 08190384663 or call in to join in the conversation on 07025007749 or 07014242420. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV. Okay, so before we went on the break, we were discussing understanding intimacy, defining good sex, and navigating changing desires. Now let's discuss fantasies. Chente, what are the fantasies? So what are the possible fantasies people have? Because I hear there are a lot of crazy fantasies, but realistic fantasies. Let's discuss fantasies that people have.
To be honest, right, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to balance fantasy and fetishes, right? I don't know whether they are the same. Precious, please, could you help me out here?
Okay.
Okay, so
I've not really delved into that area. I mean, because
yes, so fetishes are part of fantasies. So a fantasy is just a mental image or a scenario that excites you, intrigues you, makes you want to do something, yes, to recreate. So there are things that now fall under fantasies. BDSM is a fantasy. It's not the way someone lives their full life. It's just the way they live a part of their life at certain times. Role playing is a fantasy. Fetishes is also a fantasy. So BDSM, fetishes, role playing, these are like the basic cornerstones of what a fantasy is.
Okay. Thank you very much. Precious, are you still speaking?
No, she's done.
No, I'm done.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, right? Now, I feel like some of the times, I feel like fantasies are also a window into our soul. And what do I mean? Fantasies could be a cry for what you truly, truly need, right? And so some people's fantasies might be pointing to like a call for validation or a call for freedom in one way or the other, right? I feel like fantasies is a deeper meaning into something because there's a reason why you're fantasizing about this thing. There is a reason why you, as Precious said. Now, to be honest, I don't know why somebody would fantasize about BDSM. Like, is it that you are craving to be subdued or to be tied? Do you understand? But I feel like it's a cry for something. Not basically a cry per se, but it's a call for something. Maybe there is something that you're truly, truly looking for to be fulfilled, right? That is what I feel like fantasies are actually pointing into, right? I've even heard of there was one that I heard, which is scat, something like that. Like is the smell of like feces or something like that. Like it makes people high, and I'm like, they are
They're
crazy people.
crazy
You know,
things. Oh yeah,
I've
so
not gone into that deeper part of sex therapy. It's special that it's my boss.
yeah, but since I know there are a
Precious is
lot of
my
crazy
boss. You know,
things.
she's like this. You know, she's doing all of us.
Okay, so I know there are a lot of crazy things, but sometimes fantasies are not always about validation because the fantasies you have for a particular person will change with
True.
another person. You know, so for each person,
Yeah.
I think there's just something about that person that you want to fantasize, that you might be fantasizing about and you want to try, maybe because of the person's boobs or because of the person's ass or because of the person's personality. Do you understand? So you just sometimes I feel
Yeah.
it's just about being crazy and naughty. Do you understand? So you see someone, because
Yeah,
you see,
true.
the truth is with
Yeah.
someone you can imagine a lot of crazy things, and then there's somebody else who is with a completely different personality, and you would never think of doing those things with that person because in your head it would not be fun.
Yes.
Do you understand? So I think fantasies are just things
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
you know, in fact, it might just be about this person is so raichu. Let me see how this person will react when I do this silly thing. And then you try it once and you see the person freaks out and it becomes something that, you always want to do with that person. And it's just for that person. The other
Yeah.
person is already crazy, is already doing it. You understand? So you really don't want to, you really don't want to. I know someone who says that if you already had anal sex, he's not keen about having it with you anymore. So for him, he wants to be the first person to try it. So you can imagine, you understand, the way he would
Yeah.
talk to someone who hasn't tried it before, the way he would lure the person, pamper the person to doing it. And then you have somebody who has already done it before and he would never bring it up with that person. So you see, I think this thing, with sex, I think it's crazy and...
He's looking for innocence.
Thank you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I think it's just different with, it's just different. But, how do we deal with crazy fantasies? How? Because sometimes a lot of people say that's why they're cheating. Because this person they're with doesn't want to try this. It's crazy. Now, for example, you find couples, I'm going to create a picture, couples who, I don't want to use the word cheat, but that's what it is. But they claim to be in an open relationship, unknowingly to each other. Do you understand? So this person is doing her thing, the guy is doing her thing. And then they now sit down to have a conversation. And they agree that, you know what? Let's stop doing those things that we do. Rather, let's do it together. Do you understand? So now they would do whatever it is they want to do together as a couple, not as individuals. So there's no cheating anymore. And I was just thinking about it. I was like, would you call that a certain level of maturity? Or how would you describe it?
True. Yes, actually, I agree. I feel like it's a level, like it's a very, very like high level of maturity, right? But however, there are people that see again. I know that there is the idea for you to communicate openly, for you to talk about these things, right? But we are not saying because of your partner is into this particular fantasy that you should now delve into it, right? If it's not okay for you, it's totally fine, right? But it's important that you are able to talk about it because, again, if you don't talk about it, I don't know. And maybe, do you understand? Like, there is no way for me to meet you in the middle. So, open and clear communication is always important when it comes to these things, right? But, however, even if you are not into that thing, right? First of all, I think there's always like a middle point. So let's say I don't want to have like let me say if you want to have anal sex, but me I don't want to have anal sex, and no matter like it's like a principle or something, I've said I will not have anal sex. Is there not a way that we can actually meet in the middle and actually still find pleasure? That's what we are talking about. You do not always have to like delve into the other person's fantasies, right? But again, just being open and being honest and talking about
about
it can
it.
also help people come to like a middle point. Okay, I don't want to do
Yes.
this, you don't want to do this, why don't we do this? So yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so but Precious, back to what I asked, I think it takes a level of maturity for a couple to say, you know what, let's do this together. Let's cheat together. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you
Yes, it
go,
does.
so you now bring in, so you agree to bring in someone into your relationship. You agree to do crazy things together. So what's your take on
It
that?
does.
Yeah, so what's your take on that?
I agree with you. It takes a certain level of maturity.
Okay.
So, and it also means that they have if the two of them are truthful to themselves, they actually have the highest level of communication that other people crave for.
Okay.
Because it means that they are communicating exactly
Yeah.
what they need. They understand their boundaries, even within this thing that they are doing, 3-some and 4-some and 5-some.
Okay.
They understand their boundaries.
Okay.
They understand their needs. They understand their wants.
Okay.
Trust me, within couples like these, they know when to take a break. They know when to switch partners, like switch whoever is the third person among them. So they've taught themselves to recognize the signs that this thing might become a problem if we don't make a change.
Okay.
And the reason why I like that you brought up this scenario is, for the last 3 years, I've had a couple who this is what they do. This is their fantasy. It caused them issues initially, and they tried to navigate it for about 7 or 8 years, and it wasn't working. And they came, and when we met and we got talking, what the agreement was, because this particular fantasy of sleeping, it was the fantasy of the man sleeping with 2 women at once. The wife is like, look, I'm not too comfortable with it because I'm not bi. So I can even agree that you can sleep with somebody, but if the woman touch me, my mood will go. If the woman romance me, my mood will go. So by the time we had to walk through all of that, but she really, from the bottom of her heart, she wanted her husband to have his fantasy. And so the
what did you guys do?
the middle point was somebody will be involved. Now, that's the second lady that is going to come, will not be brought in by the man, will not be brought in by the wife, to be brought in by a neutral party, which is the sex therapist, which is me.
Okay.
The person knows that she's going there for a service. She's not going there to make friends. She's not going there to collect phone number. A designated place where the husband and wife feel safe. So the lady in question doesn't touch the wife. The wife is romancing the husband while the husband is knocking the girl.
See,
And the
Chente,
husband finished to knock
Chente.
the girl. The wife is getting aroused.
Chente, we'll have this conversation with Precious again. There's problem in that. There's problem in this sex therapy.
Like, what do you
Like,
mean?
seriously?
Okay. By the way,
I'm telling
right?
you.
Let me
Now, do
make
you know
a
that now
confession.
how they end it is she gets turned on when the man finished with the girl leaves, and they now have explosive sex.
Wow.
And as I'm talking to you, it has been working. They have kids.
Oh, wow.
They're happily married. It has been working for them.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
She said as long as the person in question does not touch her,
Wow, they're crazy.
she's
Chente, you
okay
say you
to
have.
meet him.
Oh my
Chente,
God.
Chente, you say you have a confession. What do you? We have barely 1 or 2 minutes. Chente, you want to say
Yes.
something? Yes.
Oh my! See, we need to have a part 2.
Oh, we're gonna
please.
have
We
this
have a
next
part 2.
Friday. We're gonna
But
actually
that's by
have
the
this
way,
next
right?
Friday. But that's yes. So Chente, yes.
Okay. So, I've actually been
Confession.
approached by a couple. Yes, it's a confession. I've actually been approached by a couple for a threesome. First of all, so like it was it was the wife that approached me first. And then, she has been having a crush on me and stuff like that. And I was like, your husband, like you are married. And then guess what? The husband. So when she was not like successful, the husband came at her back. I was like, The things that you are doing in this Lekki, hey God, there you go.
Was it Lekki?
Couples
So-
are crazy.
But Chete, so were they going to pay you or what?
Well, no. So he was not a transactional thing. It was just like we like you, come on board, you know. And I was like, I'm still trying
Chete,
to
don't be
understand
deceived.
where I
Therefore,
stand
give
in
you
this
thanks
thing.
for coming.
Know myself.
It's crazy. Okay, so my producers are saying we need to go, so we cannot.
You understand? Maybe I'll think about it.
Okay, yeah, Chente, you should think about it, but let's have this conversation next week, Friday. You know, so we would not end it here. We would have this conversation. We'd have a part 2 of this conversation next week, Friday. Producers are already saying it's time, so we'll see you guys on Monday. Have a nice weekend.